Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kemi, and I'm here to talk about Beyond the Gates Season 2, Episode 91. And I've missed you guys. It's been a minute. I have been real busy, but I am trying to get back in the swing of things. I have a lot of catching up to do, so I'm going to try to catch up with everything, especially with Beyond the Gates, because I am recording episode 91 and we're on like episode 117 in real time. So I'm sorry, guys, but we gonna get there. So before we begin, make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, and turning on your post notifications so you'll know whenever I post. All right, so we're gonna start off. So the last thing that we saw, or the last thing in the video that we discussed, was a cotillion. So we start back off at the cotillion, and sorry, y'all. So we're at the cotillion, and Deanna is giving her speech about, how it came down to a tie and it was based on peer votes. And so she goes to announce who the Deb is. And then when she reads a card, she's just like, some name right. Um, she says something ain't right. She has to call Miss Imogene. Kat and Vanessa walk up to the stage and they're just like, what's going on? And she's telling her, and Anastasia, I'm sorry. They all walk up to the stage. Kat's asking her, like, what's going on? She's saying, well, when I got my, something doesn't seem right. I don't think this is the right person. Anastasia's just like, oh, Anastasia's just like, oh, you're so indebted to the Duprees that you can't even say who's the person, is it? So Kat asked her, like, whose name is on there? And she says, Francesca. She says it in a whisper, but Anastasia heard it, and she was just like, wait, you all heard it? You all heard it? And those who know where I got that from. But she was just like, she said Francesca. So Francesca is all happy, and Donnell is telling Samantha, I would have voted for you. Um, she goes to take the sash and the crown, and she puts it on. Anastasia takes the stash and the crown, and she puts it on Francesca. And Deanna is just like, you shouldn't have done that. She was just like, when I got my card, my name was written in Boston gold or something like that. And then Kat takes the card, and she was just like, when has Francesca's name been spelt with a K? So we're getting the inkling that somebody's playing a trick or whatever. So she calls Miss Imogene, and Miss Imogene tells her, this is who is supposed to be. Donnell sees that boy. I can't even think of his name. I can't think of his name, but the boy that almost slept with Samantha, that's now Francesca's date. So he goes up to him. He's drunk right now, and he finds a card in there. So he gives it to Deanna to say the name, and Deanna says it's Samantha. So it's Samantha. Francesca's just not Francesca, but Anastasia's just like, oh, they can share it. At this time, Vernon and Anita had came up there, and and what's her name? Francesca was just like, I didn't do this, I didn't, or whatever. And they're just like, we know that you're not trying to play no tricks or whatever. And Ted and Andre take that boy. I don't know why I can't think of his name, but they take him up out of there because he's drunk. And as he's leaving, he was just like, I did this for us, Francesca, just drunk or whatever. So Anastasia's just like, can we please? And she's just like, no. So she takes off the sash and the crown, and she goes and puts it on Samantha. And then she takes her grand, and they leave or whatever. So everybody is all happy for Samantha. She's doing her father-daughter dance. And I'm gonna tell you a lot happened, so we're just gonna be running through this. So Deanna, I, yes, okay. So this is so crazy because I don't know how this happened. So they're all having fun, whoop de wah. Um, Deanna is talking to Donnell, and she's telling him, oh, he looks nice. She asks she asked, what's his name? She asked Vanessa if they like, she says, oh, we should go for ice cream or whatever. She's saying we should go for ice cream. Vanessa gets a call from Joey and she goes to answer it. Deanna gets pissed. Joey's telling Vanessa, go tell Naomi that she has to go to the hospital. She don't know what happened, but she needs to go to the hospital. So she goes and tells Naomi, and no, Naomi bolts out of there. At the same time that they're doing that, Deanna is announcing the father daughter dances for she's announcing the father daughter dance for uh Martin and Smitty. So Martin's done his, and then when Naomi bolts out, Smitty wants to follow her, and then Deanna calls Smitty or whatever. So they do their father daughter dance. She also dances with Ted. The grands, Anita and Vernon, congratulate her. Just a whole bunch of stuff. She's happy about it or whatever. She's playing in the, like, not playing in the background, but she's like, having fun in the background. We see scenes of Martin, June, and Smitty talking about Tyrell and how he left and he missed his sister's biggest moment, and they gonna get on him because he's been lying and now he's thinking about sex and all this other stuff. So they're gonna talk to him when he gets home or whatever. We see what's it called? We see Kat dancing with Ted or talking to Ted. Then we see her dancing with she goes and dance with Andre, I think, because Vernon went to go dance with Danny. And then we see June and Anita talking and all this other stuff. So we see Tyrell, and this was a cute scene. We don't really see much because again, I guess they're underage, so we don't see it. So they are, Jessica took him to their family beach house. Her parents don't know that she has the key, but this is where she always comes to get away from them. Tyrell is worried about her daddy finding them there, but again, since they don't know she has a key, they wouldn't think that she would be there. He wonders what's going on at the cotillion. She's like, oh, well, we can go back. And he's just like, no, I want to be here. She's just like, me too. And he doesn't know what to do because, he's a virgin. So she tells him, she basically walks him through the steps of what to do. So they start to kiss. And then the next scene we see of them laying down after the fact or whatever. So they're both happy and they're both satisfied. And she tells him, see, there was nothing to worry about. And they can do this all summer before they can do this all summer long. And then he brings up college and she's just like, we don't need to worry about that. And he looks concerned. So we see again, we saw her talking. So after that, she's talking back to her kids, and um what's it called? Deanna was just like, oh, your cufflinks are nice. Where'd you get them? And she was just like, oh, he was like, oh, a friend. And she was just like, oh, one of your frat bro. No, she had asked, was it one of your frat bros? And he was just like, oh, no, just a friend. And then Vanessa makes it known that it's from Joey. So she gets pissed. Vanessa leaves or whatever. Vanessa leaves. Then we see Deanna talking to Donnell about how Joey ain't ish and something wrong with him or whatever. So we see Vanessa. She comes to. Well, before we saw that, there was they was quick with it because everything that happened at the warehouse, they had already put out like a news report on it or whatever. So she's reading the news report. She goes to see Joey. She asks him if he knows anything about it. He says no, he ain't had nothing to do about it. He didn't know anything about it. We saw him earlier talking to Randy, and Randy was telling him how he got caught up, and then when Pew Pew went out, he dipped, and he don't know who it was, but he heard Elon say my son. So that's when he had called Vanessa and told Vanessa to tell Naomi. So let's see, where are we gonna go? Okay, so we are at the warehouse. So we're at the warehouse. We see Everybody's yelling. Don't nobody know what's going on. Elon is screaming for Jacob to wake up. He thinking that he's hit. He wakes up and he was just like, um, oh no, we see mm, uh we see okay, sorry. So we see Leah like, oh, let me help him, let me help him. Jacob wakes up because Marcel was trying to arrest her. She's just like, I gotta help him. Then we see Grayson on the floor, holding Derek because he like, trying to stop the bleeding. Leah, Elon says, let him help. They try to help him. The ambulance come, they tell him what's up. She gets arrested, and then we see them all at the hospital. And sorry, we see them at the hospital, and Ashley was getting ready to get off, and she was just like, oh, she was about to get off, and then the call comes in telling them that a patient is coming in. So she was just like, it never fails. Something always happens when it's time for me to get off. And she sees Derek. She starts to cry, like, oh my God, what happened? X, Y, and Z. Because we had seen, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all. As y'all can see, I'm just like, because I don't really care about this, because I don't like I didn't like Derek. I didn't care. It was his fault. I don't care what anybody says. Nobody told you to follow that man. I don't care if he said Ashley. Whatever Grayson said, you were not with Ashley anymore. That girl dumped you in the worst way possible. Why do you still care about her? She had an emotional affair with Andre. Then she dumped you because you didn't tell her. She made it seem like you've been lying to her whole entire life, the whole entire relationship, and she every chance that she could get, she made you feel bad for the fact that she moved on and you didn't, and then you still in the end was trying to save her. Ugh, that's your fault. I don't care. I don't care. I know it's not his fault, but still. So they get to the hospital. Derek was, telling when they was at the warehouse, Derek was telling Jacob to tell Ashley all this other stuff, and he was just like, no, because you're going to tell her. They get to the hospital, he sees her, he tells her, I loved you and whatever, all this other stuff. So Jacob tells Ashley what it was. Grayson comes off the elevator. Grayson is talks to her about it. Then we see Leah getting um, off the elevator, and she is, let's see, sorry, I know I had a picture. Anyways, so we see Leah getting off the elevator cuff. Shanice want to know what's going on. Leah tells her to run a battery of tests for her, so she sends her off to where she is. We see Naomi come to the hospital. She's so happy that Derek is fine. I mean, not Derek, that Jacob is fine. She tells him she had heard X, Y, and Z, but she didn't know, and she wants to know who it was, and that's when she finds out it's Derek. She goes and comforts Ashley. Um, as Ashley is, worried about what's going on, X, Y, and Z. Then oh, sorry, there was another scene at the cotillion. I forgot to mention it. I don't have a picture of it, but Chelsea is, everyone is good. Everyone is saying their goodbyes. Oh, sorry, y'all. Sorry, y'all. Everyone is saying their goodbyes. Chelsea is telling Danny and Andre that where Naomi went, and that she knows she's with her brother, with her husband. So X, Y, and Z. So everybody, they're all leaving the cotillion while the youngins are, having fun or whatever. So we get back to the house. We get back to the hospital. They're all waiting around to hear what's going on with the surgery. The doctor comes out early. Ashley is just like, that's not a good sign. He's come out too early, X, Y, and Z. Then this scene was beautifully done. No, nothing was heard. all you hear is the sad music, and the doctor tells Shanice that he didn't make it. She comes over, and you can tell on her face that he didn't make it, and Ashley breaks down, and then the rest of them all break down. And so that's how the episode ends. So, yeah, it was a cute episode. Derek is gone to glory, and bye. I'm sorry, y'all. I just did not. We're not even gonna get into it because I don't like Ashley. I don't like Derek. I just the fact that this story has turned into an Ashley story already pisses me off, and the fact that because Derek has passed on, now we're gonna have to see Ashley cry for 40 days and 40 nights about a man that she wasn't even in a relationship with. That's what we about to start dealing with now. And it's irritating, it's annoying, and I'm just over it. But anyways, make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, and turning on your post notifications. Get down in the comments. Tell me what you guys thought of this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one.